All right, Jono, what's your where you go? What's your name? Where you tuning in from?
I'm Jono and I'm in the UK.
Okay, all right, Jono, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, how are you getting on in the UK?
I'm getting on okay. As I'm just doing what I can do. Um,
What can't
working
you
like
do that
everybody
what
else.
can't you do that the Whitey can't do then?
You said what can I do that the YT can do?
Yeah.
Well, what I can't do is go back to my homeland. I go back to my
Where's your
original homeland.
where's your homeland?
My homeland would be Israel, would be the
All
land of
right.
Israel. Hmm.
Are you
That's
Palestinian then, essentially?
not Palestinian. I'm not Palestinian. I'm not Jewish. I would be one of the original descendants of the land of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel.
No, I
You know,
don't, as it goes.
you don't know about the tribe of Israel. Well, Jonah, I would ask you this question: are you a Christian by any chance?
Not a practicing one, but I've lived by Christianity as a set of morals. So I'm not going to say I'm in church every Sunday by a long shot. I go for weddings and funerals. That's it.
Okay, I understand. Well, if you was a practicing Christian, you may have heard of Israel or Israelites mentioned in the Bible. It's all throughout the Bible. The Bible
Yeah.
has the Israelites as the chosen people of God, right? And the Bible prophesies that the chosen people of God, the children of Israel, would go into Egypt, all right? Again. Now, the first time we went into Egypt, we were enslaved in Egypt. When you look at the Egyptian hieroglyphs and you see they had black people as slaves, right? We built the pyramids and so on and so forth. We built Egypt which was the most powerful superpower, at that time, the same way black people today have built Great Britain and has built America. It was built and made rich off the backs of black slaves. And the Bible
No,
prophesies the
I'd
same
have
thing.
to disagree with you there, buddy, by a
Okay,
long shot.
but before you get into that disagreement, the Bible prophesies that the children of Israel would go into Egypt, meaning bondage, again with ships. And that happened to the so-called blacks and Hispanics in the transatlantic slave trade.
Do you know how long slavery's been going for? In
I
its
don't.
entirety. How
Is it
long have we been
months?
slaving in people? The whole
I'm not
world.
sure. Go ahead and tell me, George. I mean, Jono.
6,000 BC.
Mm,
It
6,000
has never
BC.
been, there has never been a world without slavery, even
Mhm,
today.
mhm.
So when you say that you've picked up a particular instance, uh, a minutia in a timeline, and you're blaming all your woes on slavery now, are you?
I wouldn't say I'm blaming all my woes on slavery, but
You do
slavery is
think white people are racist?
generally, I mean, it's not even about thing. I'd say generally, everybody's racist. Being racist just means that you prioritize your own race over another race. That's all
Good
that really
point.
means.
Good
So
point. Good
everybody
way
is
of
racist.
describing that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now, do you think, say, if we take the 80% of English people, white people in England,
Hmm.
that would you say systemic racism or a systemic system inhibits them from furthering themselves?
When you say them, who are you talking about?
Just a normal white family, white people across the UK, 80% of them.
Would I say that systemic racism hinders white people
No,
in the
not
UK?
racism, a systemic system.
Systemic system. I mean, generally, like the rich over England or over the UK, they generally systemically oppress the poor, the working class. There's always
Exactly.
been a rich against the poor, but also on top of that, there is absolutely systemic racism against black people in Britain.
Right,
It's inside.
let's move on to systemic racism at this moment. Then we've realised that there is a class system that you're not really gonna change, are you?
Absolutely, there is a class system. It's the funny thing is a lot of like white people today, like the Tommy Robinsons and all these people who go into these marches, they're blaming immigrants for their problems. They're blaming black people for their problems. They're blaming a lot of people that really have nothing to do with it. The main problem in the UK is that your government has sold you out for money.
Exactly. So what I will say is, I think you're sort of probably putting it on a lot on black people. So in the UK, we've got
Well, that's who I
20% of the
care
country.
about. You know, me being
Yeah,
a black
I know
man,
you do, and
so
that's a
yeah,
fair
so
point.
that's easy.
So we're putting sort of you're saying it's all about you. We're saying it's more about ethnic minorities in this country because we've got 12.5 million people that are in this country that were not born here. That's 1 in 6 people. Is P. I don't know how to say your name, whatever your name is.
My name is Raawban.
But yeah, so
Right.
we've got 12.5 million people that were not born in here. None of us have voted for this. And we can see a massive change throughout the country in cities and towns where ethnic minorities
That's a lie,
congregate.
Jono.
Where ethnic minorities
Hold on.
congregate, they are basically
Let's land this point, then we get to you.
ghettoizing each city individually where they are. So we've got places like Leicester, we've got places like Bradford, we've got places like Rotherham, where a lot of this it's not BLK. Obviously, they do congregate in some areas, and some of them areas you won't want to live in either. So that I think you're missing the point of it being about racism. I think it's being about the ghettoization of the country, and we've all seen the decline of the UK in the last 20 years. And it's not. I think the people here cannot see a way out of it at the moment. Even whichever way they vote, they've always voted for less immigration, but it's never been achieved. So the trouble is, it's evidenced right in front of your face. All you've got to do is go for a drive through many of these towns and cities up and down the UK, and you can see where the problems and the issues lie. And I think you're putting that into a category of Tommy Robinson marches all hate black people. I think there's a bigger cause and a bigger root to this problem in the UK, and it's above any one individual ethnic minority. Are you with me on that?
I mean, I wouldn't even just generalize it to say that I'm generalizing the problem as all the Tommy Robinsons hate black people. But when I look at those marches, there is a lot of racism against black people, against really anyone non-white. But if you ask them how they feel about black people, the people who, you know, we came over here, we fought in your wars, we contributed very heavily toward your NHS, and we receive no sort of, you
Would
know,
you rather live in a
hold
black
on,
area?
Jono. Hold on,
Would
Jono.
you rather live
Hold
in a
on,
black
Jono.
area
Jono, I'll
or a
let you
white
talk. I'll
area?
let you talk, Jono.
Jono, that's such a stupid analogy to make right
Why?
there.
No, I
Asking
think
It's a
people,
y'all.
simple one.
Hey, since you're trying to speak for my country, why don't you leave the United States? We don't want you here. I'll flat out tell you to your face, punk. Like,
I don't know what.
listen,
Anyway,
right,
I've
you
got to
see the
go.
racism with these people.
Just,
These people are
I've
so
got to go because
racist.
I'm going for a quick
Now,
point and meeting someone up.
Jono
But
has
nice
to
to
go.
talk to you, buddy. And I hope you achieve what you want to achieve in life.
All right, take it easy.
See you later. Bye bye.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give 'em more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.